Hello and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Linda Cameron Beyer. I am coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee, and I am going to be making for you a fabulous, so easy, it's ridiculous, Chunky Monkey Cake. Now, Chunky Monkey Cake is kind of my take on a very popular brand of ice cream, only it's the cake, and so it's a banana nut chocolate chip cake that is just delicious, and it's great fresh out of the oven, and it's also great the next day. It's great for breakfast. It's you know, it's got some chocolate, so it's a little rich for breakfast, but it's I have liquefied these in the food processor, and the reason I have taken them this far as opposed to mashing them with banana with a fork or something like that is there's not a whole lot of liquid in this, so we actually want the bananas to be part of the liquid. It's kind of like using applesauce or something like that in different cake recipes. This the bananas make up for some of the liquid. So I have got my mushed liquefied bananas, and I'm going to add my fabulous Philadelphia cream cheese, which I have softened just a little tiny bit, but basically it was softened long enough to you know, get the rest of the ingredients out. So it's really not that much softened. Now, this is 1 tub of the, loud noise, 1 tub of the honey nut variety, and then I have got 1.5 cups of flour, and I'm just putting everything in here. Remember at the very beginning, I said this is about the easiest cake recipe you will ever find. It truly is. I'm literally going to put everything in the bowl and then mix it all together with my handy dandy electric mixer and put it into a bundt cake pan and then bake it off, and then we're going to add, and I'm going to put that in there. You always want to do that just in case you get the shell in an egg, or just in case an egg is bad. I thankfully in all of my cooking never had a bad egg, and I should probably knock on wood pretty quickly, because in all my years of cooking, I've not had a bad egg. So let's hope that I'm not the bad egg, I guess. Anyway, as I've got my brown sugar, which my husband wanted to show you the nice little mound that I did of the packed brown sugar. 1/3 cup in there. Just get that in there. And my honey. And again, this is some lovely local honey, so you don't feel quite so guilty. It adds some healthy allergen attackers, because we all need those allergen attackers during the spring months. At least I do. So I've got all of that. Now I'm not going to add my chocolate chips, because then they would just get again, I think that's a technical term. So I'm going to use my electric mixer, and that's very, very loud. So since I'm going to do that, and it's very, very loud, we'll cut now, and I'll come back and stir those fabulous little chocolate chips in, get that in the bundt pan, we'll put it in the oven. So I'll be back in a flash. And that part's done. Now, I will, I almost got shaving a haircut out of that. I'm going to use my handy dandy spatula to make sure that I got all of that. Now the great thing about using a clear bowl is, why look, I have mixed it all up. So that's a really good thing. Don't always use clear bowls, but you know, when you do, you can check and make sure that you've got all your flour bits done. Now, all I have to do, my husband's cracking up, it's kind of fun. All I have to do is put in my mini chocolate chips and just kind of zhuzh those around. Don't you love all the technical terms that I throw at you every now and again? Okay, I've got these in here. I've got this all mixed in, and you can obviously add more chocolate chips if you would like to. I just kind of like this amount. It just, you know, gives a nice little flavor enhancement throughout the whole thing. And there will be chocolate cream cheese frosting over the top of the thing, so trust me, there's chocolate. All right, now for the easiest frosting you have ever made in your life, and probably the most delicious. Okay, so there is 1/2 cup of chocolate chip minis. I make great use of chocolate chip minis because they're fabulous. I have got 4 tablespoons of Philadelphia fat-free cream cheese. The great thing is it's this wonderful, wonderful frosting, and it's, well, it's not completely fat-free, okay, but it's kind of a lot more fat-free than it would be if you used regular. That's girl logic, right? Okay, so I have that in here. I'm gonna put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds, and then we'll come back and I'll add the last two ingredients, which are milk and a little bit of vanilla. Whisk it up, get it all melty and good. We'll put it in a baggie, and then we'll shoosh it over the baked cake. Now, as you can see, it's a beautiful cake. Oh, not so much. So, unfortunately, my nonstick spray apparently did not work on this one little bit, but that's okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue, otherwise known as my frosting. I'm going to snip a little thing up there, and I'm going to take this and go, again, technical term. And I have just put that in there, and we're going to ever so gently place it right there. And I guarantee once we get the rest of the frosting on there, no one is ever going to know that that happened. So, the point is, don't stress out. It's going to taste so good, nobody's going to care. So all I'm going to do is do a kind of fun little starry pattern. And I've got paper towels all along underneath my pie pan, because sometimes I might get a little overzealous with the chocolate, but who wouldn't? Because chocolate is yummy and delicious, and sometimes we just can't help ourselves from letting it fly all over the place. So I'm doing that, and then the last little bit, and this cake is not cooled. It is actually still a little bit warm, so what that's going to do to this slightly warm frosting is it's going to melt it a little bit, even more than it already is, and that's just delicious. The very last thing that I do, and you don't have to do this because certainly, well, I'll show you. This cake, now, if I twist it, where was that bad place? Let's see, I'm going to put my finger right there just to make sure the cake doesn't fall. You can't see where that bad place was, can you? And it's just a beautiful, decadent, chunky, monkey happiness cake. Now you can leave well enough alone, and you can leave it like this, or if you would like to fancy it up just a little bit more, all I do is I take my powdered sugar and I dust it over the top of that. Now your frosting is a little warm, so it's probably just going to mainly stay on the cake parts, but it adds just a lovely, 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 pretty. And pretty pretties are always good. So, that is that. Now, the most important part is the tasting part. So, let me get a knife and wash off my hands and get us some plates, and I'll be right back. As you can see, the wonderful powdered sugar has just adhered to the cake, and it's kind of melted over the frosting, so it looks like I did the powdered sugar before I did a frosting, so it's kind of this magic effect. It's a science project, which is always good with a knife. You can see as I'm cutting this that it is a lovely dense, and again, this cake is still warm. It's warm enough that I'm schwitzing a little bit. Oh my, and it's really good, and oh, okay, lovely. And as you'll see, I have got 2 plates here. Because I learned last time that if I was going to take a bite, well, you know, my husband was going to have a bite too. So that is his payment for being my cameraman. And there's fingers all over this and all of that other good stuff. But that is okay. I know I like the frosting. And let's see. We'll give this a try. And I tell you, oh, well, I'm supposed to give him a piece, but you know what? I'm having a piece first. So, I'm just letting you know right now, this is Linda Cameron Beyer from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm going to take a bite of this. Wonderful, moist, rich happiness in a plate. Right here, just for you. I'm going to sign off now so that I can go get some to my husband because I know he wants some. Here's his fork. So, again, Linda Cameron Beyer from Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this half as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Have a great day.